This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah? Okay, great. Cool. So today, I am gonna cover web scraping, specifically web scraping a web page and then putting that information into a CSV file. However, I'm going to try to break it up into smaller bits. So we're first going to web scrape a single page, then we're going to web scrape multiple pages, and then we'll do converting all of that data into a CSV file. All right, so let's do the first page. So this is the web page we're going to look at. It's a really great playground to scrape. It's handling books. It's very similar to an e-commerce site like Amazon, and it even has multiple pages right here, up to 50, which is perfect for what we're going to do today. All right. So the tools that we're going to use is Python and the Google Colab. The reason why we're going to do that, use Colab, is because we don't need to download anything onto our local machine. So we'll be just focusing on the code. Yeah. All right, with that being said, let's jump into it. So the very first thing that we need to do when we're in Collab is import the requests library. This is going to allow us to grab the request on any page that we are on, okay? So then we're gonna store our URL right here into a variable, and then we are gonna send a we're going to send a request to access our URL, right? And then right here, this, what it does is that it gets that response and we grab the content. Now, when we print the response, which is what this line does, you get a binary content of the response, which looks very similar to the HTML, but the only difference is that this right here starts with a B, and so that's how we know it's the binary content. Now, the only way that we're going to be able to get this is because our request was successful, meaning that we got a 200 status code. Now, over here, this is an example of what happens when we send like something wrong with our URL. There is no page 0. And so if we proceed to do all of this, we're gonna get a 404 not found because this URL does not exist. However, we're awesome and we have our successful binary content. Now, when we are web scraping, we're only gonna want to work with the HTML. So this is where Beautiful Soup comes in, and it's gonna help us scrape, and this library is gonna help us do that. So we need to run this second line right here to be able to use all of the Beautiful Soup content. Okay. So now this next line, as you recall, we had all of our response. It was all in binary, or yeah, in the binary format. Now with Beautiful Soup, we can translate that response with an HTML parser to turn it into HTML, and then we store it into the soup variable. You can name it whatever you want, but if you print it out, as we did right here, this looks more familiar of like what HTML code looks like. Okay, so now this is the page we're going to look at, and now we finally like have set up everything to now dig into this site. And so now we're gonna try to like access these different books. So what we need to do is we need to right click on one of our books and inspect, and that's gonna give us the HTML structure of the page. Now, what you're gonna notice is that right here is this side is where the HTML structure is, but what we are really concerned with is this particular element. And this element right here has all of our books, all of our information that we're gonna try to grab, which is like the title, the stars, the star rating, the price, if it's in stock, the add to basket, like it has all of that right there. And so in Collab, we're going to go inside the HTML, and then we're going to find the first instance of the order list. And that's what we're doing right here. So next, we need to find those particular items. So what we're going to do is that we're going to focus on just one, and that is this book right here, A Light in the Attic, right? So what we'll find is that the article tag has all of that information, the image, the star rating, the price, which is perfect. We'll focus on that. And so what we'll do is that we will go and we'll find all of those articles, and then we're gonna parse it. We're gonna like filter it and be very focused through the class product product pod, and that's gonna give us all of the books and all of the little information that we're looking for. And so far, yeah, so far we have all of the list and what is associated with. So now what we are going to do is we're gonna try to get the title of the book, right? And so when you go through the HTML structure, you'll find that under this image tag, and under the alt, you can find the complete title of the book. And so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna parse through and get that specific element. And so for each of the articles in the articles, we are going to, let me backtrack. So what this line is saying is that for each article, which is for each of the books.
Really?
Yes?
I could see multiple mouse pointer everywhere when you move, no? Everywhere the mouse pointer is appearing. Sometimes the code is completely covered by multiple mouse pointer. Do we have to do any settings changes?
The only thing I could think of is restarting my computer.
No. There should be some option like how your mouse pointer should look in the display.
Um, Under my settings.
Mm-hmm. Could you find some settings about mouse or mouse pointer?
Okay, sure. Let me. Let me.
Now it is good. Mm,
Hmm.
could you go back to the web page and move your mouse pointer?
Sure. Is this okay?
Um, yeah, this is much better.
Okay. I'll just be in here. Can you guys read the info? Is that okay?
Haha, yeah, that okay.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. Thank you. Um.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Let's go back. So what this first top part is saying is that we're going to look at what each book is doing and we're going to call it an article, right? And now what we want to do is we want to get that title. And so we're going to base it off of this article that because it will be very specific. It's kind of like that index. That article is that first book, right? And then we're going to find that first book's image element, right? Right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and find that alt because um, that that's where the title is, and that alt is an attribute, and it's going to print that title, which is a light in the attic, right? And then it's going to do, at least in this little snippet, is going to do it again. And it's going to go to the next article, which is the next book, right? And in this instance, it should be tipping the velvet, right? And boom, there we go. And it's going to do that for that whole entire page. And so that's where all the titles are, at least for this particular page. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do is that now we're going to do that for the same thing for when it comes to the star rating and for the price. So for the star rating, it's a little bit different, but it's also the same. So that we're going to find the star rating for our first book, right? And that's under this P tag, right? But um, we need to have this class to get that star rating, right? And so when we find that um, first star rating and we just print it off of the tag, it gives us everything that was associated with that P tag. So we want to be very specific. We're like, okay, we know that it's gonna have a star rating 3. So we will do it under the class tag. So great. So now when we print it, we have something more of a list and it'll give us this first element of the, sorry, it'll give us this first part, but we just need that 3. So what we'll do is that we'll just try to go to the first element. Sorry, the first index. So it'll remove this side and we'll get 3 if we enter index 1. Um, da, da, da. All right, so now we are gonna try to find the price, and that one is under the P tag. And again, we can use this class price underscore color, but we just need the text. So we can find our article, which is our first book, find the P tag. Let's be more specific and find it under this class name, and then we'll grab the text. And when we print it, we get all of these prices, which matches our first element, and of course, consequently, the other ones too. However, since this price is a string, we can omit the currency denomination, this pound, by just parsing through the starting at the first element. So the denomination is on the 0 index, but if we go starting by the first, it'll eliminate that pound sign. And then because we don't know what we're going to do with this data, and a price is not a string, it's actually a number, we can convert it into a float, and this will allow us to do some mathematical functions or operation on this particular component of this associated with these books. Okay, so now if you were to print the title, the star, and the price, it would kind of look like this, and it's kind of right, but kind of not. We want to be able to group each title, each title, star, and price with the correct book. So these three things should be considered one thing because it's associated with one book. The next three should be grouped together because that's the second book. And so what we're going to do is that we're going to add an empty list above this for loop, and it's going to hold our books. And then we're going to append to this empty list and group all of the things that we want to be considered as one element, and that is the title, the price, and the rating, which we called star. And so if you see here, so we have the title of the first book, we have the price, and we have 3, which is the star rating. And if we go back here, the title is there. It only had 3 stars, and the price is that. Yeah. So this is what we would do for just one page. Now let's try to scrape for multiple pages, and this one is going to be simple, but we'll break it up as much as we can. So this is what we originally had, and this is what we do for one page. And the only thing that's going to change is here. This is the part that is always going to change because we're navigating to a different page, but all of the other steps are the same. We still need to find the title of the book. We still need to find the star rating and the associated price. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in a for loop, right? Because we're going to be doing it over and over and over again, right? And the only things that are going to change just so slightly is we're going to change the index. So the first line, what it's going to say, it's looking at the page. So for page 1, this URL is going to say blah, 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 page 1. Then it's going to get the URL, get the binary content, translate it into the HTML code. We're going to find our ordered list, right? Because that's where all of our books are housed. And then we're gonna try to get all of that information associated for that particular book, right? And you're gonna be doing that over and over for each page, right? But what also is gonna be under this for loop is getting that information for those pages. So we're gonna also include all of that information that we did for getting the title, the title, the rating, and the price. And so when you run this code, when you run this code, we're only going to do it for the first 3 pages because it does take some time for it to run. So we just did it for the first 3 pages, and you will see that, hey, the first element matches for each page. So this was the first page. It was a light in the attic. The price was $51.77, and it had a price of 3. Right? Can you guys see that? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. So then the next one, which was the second page, was in her wake. It was 1284, and it only had a star rating of 1. And so that matches this one right here. And then for the third page, it was slow state of collapse poems, 5731, and it had a 3 rating, and that matches right here. So that is, oh gosh, that's what matches. That's how you would scrape multiple pages. Let's see. Yeah, so this is just me bringing it all together. This was how to scrape one page, and this is how you would scrape multiple pages. All right, now the last part is to write to the CSV file. So it's really important to add this part to import pandas because this library will help us export the data into the CSV file. Let's see. So in order to write to the CSV file, we need Panda needs access to data frames, And these data frames are like tables, like in a CSV spreadsheet. So what we need to do is that we need to turn our book list right here into a data frame. And we get that help through pandas. And that's what this line does. So we convert it into the data frames. And here we are adding a header row, which it will say title, price, and rating. And then we're going to store it into this variable, which is a data frame. And then you just simply convert it into the CSV file using the df.to CSV file, and you name it whatever you want. And then you just go and you access your file in your files. They'll be to the left in Collab. You double click it and then it will show you all of the data that you scraped. And it's not sorted by like, oh, you did this for page 1, you did this by page 2. It just depends on how much data you want to show per page. And that is it. Do you guys want me to show you the live version of what to do? Or no? Hello?
Yeah, Tilly.
Yes.
So here I have one doubt. What is it? Sample data folder and script CSV?
What was that?
I mean the folder structure, the first picture in the yeah. So
Oh,
what is this about?
so no, you don't need the sample data. That
Mm-hmm.
was something I was doing. All you need is
Okay,
this
okay.
part. You
Script
just need
CSV,
to,
yeah.
yeah, because that's what you named your folder, scrape
Mm.
dot cs CSV, and you
So
do need that.
where you written your Python code in the same folder, the CSV got created. That's what you're trying to show,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
exactly.
Could you apart from this PPT, could you sh open and show your code and also the CSV file?
Sure. Okay, so this is it.
Okay, you have written in Collab. Okay.
Yeah. So
Cool.
this is us importing, because if you don't run this won't work. Um,
Correct.
so then this is helping us to later import.
Cool. Could you open that CSV? We lost you, Tilly. Your screen is frozen and we couldn't hear your voice.
Yeah.
Maybe network issue. Okay, she will rejoin.
Hello?
Yeah, Delhi, we could hear you.
You could? Okay. I think my computer is slow right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
let's
fine.
see if
That's fine.
um hopefully
Yeah, could you give
okay.
some different name instead of
Yeah,
scrape.csv?
sure. Let's see. What do you want to name it? We'll call it
Web
Turtle.
scraping, yeah, anything is fine.
We'll call it Turtle. All right. Um, there you go. So it's right
Wow.
there.
Mm-hmm.
So you double click it and there's our data. And so the cool thing is that you can change, you can order this um, by ascending or descending. And so you
Mm,
could do some mathematical operations on this column
mm-hmm.
because it's a number now. And
Mm.
I'm not sure if you guys recall uh, during our last web scraping course, we learned how to remove this um, index
Yeah,
indexing column.
yeah.
And just to recall, it's index equals to false. And then, so let's, okay. And so that disappears. So yeah, so cool, fun.
Yeah, really. So cool, right? Web scraping is.
Uh,
Yeah.
I want to tell one thing. Tilly is excellent thing, but this is for Amazon page is not that easy.
Yeah,
We
but
like keep changing every that, so I cannot pull lot of links in like it's like they were keep changing, but today it there that element is attribute is changing with to different. I cannot pull the lot of data. uh, oh my god. Yeah.
okay, I get it. So that's the difference between static web page and dynamic web page. So static web page, not much projects we would really get on static web page because it's so simple. We just have to copy and paste what Tilly had already written. She learned and she written. I can just give this code to somebody. I can just tell, change the URL and also the element. That's all. It would work for them if they have this code with them. But uh, dynamic is really tough, and the web scraping projects comes only for dynamic. So this is the step one. We should do a step two, which is pulling from a dynamic page. We should see how to address it. We will learn that. But
Yeah.
this is really, really good, Tilly. I loved your presentation.
Oh, thank you guys. I
I
learned a
feel like
lot
I
from you.
can, yeah. I feel like I can use this presentation. I can
Oh,
use this
cool.
to show it to my juniors in my office because I have assigned them web scraping long back, but I haven't got any much update on that. They just have to go and pick one good video and learn and try to do it, but they were not doing it. So now I can give a session because since they are not learning on their own, I can, since we have a deck prepared, all everything beautifully prepared, I can use it, which would reduce my effort. And also they would feel confident they will also try web scraping. It's a good learning.
Awesome. Yeah, please take the presentation. And I'm
Yeah,
happy to share. Thank you, Rajitha, for helping with the index equals false. That was, they didn't actually show me that in my video, but because Rajitha did such an amazing job during her presentation, I was able to get that, learn from that to also apply it onto mine. So I'm looking forward to what Sam and um, Sarisha does too. So woohoo! Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
cool. All right, I'm gonna stop
Thanks,
sharing.
Rajita. Hmm. And Rajita, really thanks for your presentation. You were the first one to come forward and take the first presentation. I'm really happy about that. I watched half of the video. I was that day I was waiting for them to upload the video. Then I watched half. Then I was in traveling. My network was not that good. I will watch the remaining, but whatever I watched, it was really good. I'll watch the remaining.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rachita. I mean, to
It's
come forward as a first presenter, that is a lot.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Tilly, could you share this PPT and also the Google Colab link, or put those code into a single Python file and could you send it across?
Sure. Okay, yeah, I could send it to you, and you could send it to
Mm-hmm.
whoever needs it or wants it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, everybody wants it. I know that. So I'll send it across. Also, Rachita, could you also send your Python code? You can save it in .py, some name .py, so that I
I
will
did
combine
in
both the code.
Jupyter. Anu, I did it in Jupyter. Can I?
That's fine. What I'm telling is, even in Tilly's code, there were like four parts, four to five code snippet she had used, right? Everything you can copy and put it in one single Python file. When people are using it, they will copy that line and put it in the Jupyter or Colab notebook, wherever they want, wherever they feel
Yeah, yeah,
comfortable.
yeah. It's okay. I
I'll
will do
also
that.
do one thing, I'll try to combine both, like some feature which is there in Rajita, which is not there in Tilly, I'll put it like that. I'll combine, I'll send one Python code, which will also be useful for my team. Since they are not doing on their own, I'll go and give demo. I was also thinking of giving them demo, but it's a lot of work to prepare content. I was like, why do you have to spend 2 to 3 hours there? Not just 3 hours, it is going to take more than that. I was not ready
Yeah,
to
for
do
Tilly's job,
spend.
it took more than much time, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah, correct. Yeah.
I can send my code to you, Anu. I
Sure,
already,
please.
yeah, done, but
Mm-hmm.
bringing many of the things, it was not working. So for my
Mm-hmm.
Amazon page, so
Mm-hmm.
for one single link, it was giving me all the values, tags, and everything. But for multiple pages, it's not at all. And the elements or attributes that it keep changing, right? Amazon page, you know,
Mm.
right, how it will be.
Yeah,
So I cannot
yeah.
pull the data that easily to my
Mm.
so it's not, so whatever one value I can append to dictionary to that thing, and then I can put it in the data frame, but not
Mm-hmm.
all the things. So it's like,
I got
yeah,
it.
yeah. So I prepared to give, but and due to this thing, I was not able to.
No, no,
But
that's fine. You send it to me. I will
yeah,
then present it later. I'll first understand what you have written, then I'll present it to the
yeah, yeah.
to the
Sure, sure.
team.
I will I
I'll do
will
that.
send it to you. Yeah.
So, guys, any doubts or question to Tilly?
No.
Cool.
No, from my side also, no.
hmm Yeah, it's so cool, no, to see, to write some code and the code is giving you some output with all the data. It's so cool to do. It's so fun, right? Yeah, I hope after all our web scraping videos, we will be like a web scraping master and we would be able to turn around all the projects in a very good quality. That's all I wanted for us. Thanks, Tilly. So Tilly, Rajita, and Sarisha, please send your Python code for web scraping. I'll then
And
send it to everybody.
yeah, and one more thing for Amazon web page, we had to add one more table like a header, and we had to give user agent thing of our computer. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it little because it won't allow you to extract the data, right?
Correct.
Yeah, yeah. So that part also I will post it and I will
Mm-hmm.
send you Anu. So that
Mm-hmm. Sure. Please update and send it to me.
oh yeah,
If I have any doubts, I'll call you and
yeah, sure,
get to
sure.
know. Yeah, guys, happy learning, happy teaching. So shall we end our session here today?
Anu, tomorrow Cham will take, right? Web scraping.
Yeah. 1 minute, I'm just opening my. So tomorrow Sam cannot take web scraping because actually it's planned for you, no, Sirisha. So send me the web scraping code, whatever you have written. I'll try to present it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll we started a game, right? A card game. We will complete it and also we'll see your web scraping, Sirisha. So that Wednesday, as planned, Sam will take web scraping.
Okay, and I will send it.
Okay.